Hello dear fascinating friends. Today factoring, but using a non-conventional method, using synthetic division. Follow me please. You are going to factorize, but you have tried everything and you are not getting the answer. You can use synthetic division to factorize the expression. Remember that in order to factorize, you need to count the terms. Here I have one term separated by a positive by another term, here another term, here another term, here another term. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. Is something repeating in all terms? No, so you don't have monomial common factor. Are parentheses repeating? No, so you don't have polynomial common factor. Do you have 4 or more terms? Yes, but if you try and try and try, you cannot factorize, so you cannot make it by grouping. Do we have 3 terms? No, so it is not a trinomial. Do we have maybe 2 terms? No, so it is not a difference or additions of cubes. Then we are going to try with synthetic division. How to do that? Well, first of all, you need to see that you have a polynomial, that the exponents are decreasing, 4, 3, 2, 1. And very, very important that at last you don't have any letter. Because if you have x, you need to do a monomial common factor before starting. Then we are going to call this number p, this number q, and we are going to search p factors and q factors. That is, what are whole numbers that multiplied give us 4, positive and negative 1, because 1 times 4, 4. Positive and negative 2, and positive and negative 4. Now, whole numbers that multiplied give us 2. 1, because 1 times 2 is 2. And 2, because 2 times 1 is 2. Now, we are going to make all combinations. The first one divided by the first one divided by the second one. The second one divided by the first one, and the second one divided by the second one. And the third one divided by the first one, and the third one divided by the second one. So 1 divided by 1 is 1. 1 divided by 2 is 1/2. 2 divided by 1 is 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1, but I have already written that. Finally, 4 divided by 1 is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2, but I have already written that. Now, we are going to try with those numbers, because those numbers can help me to factorize the polynomial. So, pay attention. We are going to copy the coefficients of our expression. 2, 3, -7, -12, and -4. And after that, we are going to choose one number, no matter what number. For instance, 1. And after that, we are going to make first addition, and after that, multiplication, and we put the number here. So 2 plus nothing, 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Again, 3 plus 2, 5. And now 1 times 5, 5. Again, Negative 7 plus 5, negative 2. And after that, 1 times negative 2, negative 2. And after that, negative 12 plus negative 2, negative 14. And after that, 1 times negative 14, negative 14. And finally, negative 4 plus negative 14, negative 18. Do we have a 0 here? No, so it is not plus 1, the number that is going to help me. After that, we are going to try again, but with another number. For instance, negative 1. We have 2 plus nothing, 2. Negative 1 times 2, negative 2. 3 plus negative 2 is 1. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Negative 7 plus negative 1, negative 8. After that, negative 1 times negative 8 is plus 8. After that, negative 12 plus 8 is negative 4. Finally, negative 1 times negative 4 is plus 4. And negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Yeah, so we have found a number that can help me. Be careful, please. We are going to write x minus, and after that, the number that is helping me to find a 0 here. Okay? Always x minus the number we have found with a 0 here. And after that, we are going to write the coefficients with x. But if before we had x to the 4th power, now we are going to write this coefficient with x to the 3rd power. 2x to the 3rd power plus 1x to the 2nd power minus 8x to the 1st power, and finally minus 4. We have started factoring our expression. Now, if you want, you could use the method of grouping, but I prefer to continue doing synthetic division. Then we are going to factorize this expression. We could use the coefficients that we used first, but it is easier to use those coefficients that we have here. Then we are going to try with we can try again with the same number. Maybe it could appear again in the factorization. So we copy the coefficients here, 2, 1, negative 8, negative 4. And after that, as always, we add and we multiply. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. Negative 1 times negative 7 is 7. 7 plus negative 4 is 3. Do we have a 0 here? No. So we are going to try with another number. Maybe with negative 2, for instance. After that, we add and we multiply. We add and we multiply. We add and we multiply. And finally, we get here a 0. Yeah! So, we can use this number for the factorization. Then, we rewrite this expression. Here we have x minus negative 1. Negative times negative is positive. So we have x plus 1 times. And here we are going to write x minus the number that helped us to get a 0. X minus negative 2. Negative times negative is positive, so I am going to write x plus 2. And after that, we are going to write the coefficients, but before we have x to the third power. Now we are going to write 2x to the second power minus 3x minus 2. We are subtracting 1 to the exponent. And here finally we can use the quadratic formula, or we can factorize this quadratic expression. Because here I have a trinomial, we can try factoring as we have seen. So the first sign here, the multiplication of signs here, and what are numbers that multiplied give us 2x squared? For instance, x times 2x. And here, what are numbers that multiplied give us 2? 2 times 1. Let's verify. Negative 2 times 2x, negative 4x. And x times 1 is x. Negative 4x plus x is negative 3x. Yes! So we have finished. Our final answer is x plus 1 times x plus 2 times x minus 2 and times 2x plus 1. And that's all, folks. A non-conventional method in order to get the factorization of a polynomial. This is not always working, but it can help. Thank you very much, dear Fastmatic friends. See you next time.